Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol, and I am at the foot of the beautiful Grand Teton mountain range. And I'm really excited about the Cat Summit. I'm going to be trying to send you guys some hashtags and some video from here. It's a film festival that's all about cats. So that's why we're here. I'm speaking on a panel about Beyond Cecil, talking about how Cecil the Lion really led to a lot of change here.
People say he was lured, he wasn't lured. Doesn't matter. There was no lion quota, so he was shot illegally. Now, this particular dentist has the world record for the compound bow, for the white rhino, and for the polar bear. A few months before Cecil died, a piece of video footage went onto YouTube. Cecil, Africa's biggest lion. Now, I honestly believe that man came specifically to hunt Cecil, thinking he was going for the world's #1 lion. And I back that up because from the witness statements, Jericho came to feed at the bait. The bait was an elephant. Jericho came to feed for a full hour in front of the hunters, sitting 40 meters away in a blind. Now Jericho, at that point, was an 11-year-old male. You saw him in the picture there. Big blonde man. Any hunter in his right mind would have taken Jericho, unless he knew Jaws was coming behind him. So he was there specifically for Cecil. So to say, I didn't know he had a name, I left all the responsibility with my professional hunter, nonsense. Why is he not suing his professional hunter?
Thank you. Our next panelist is Carole Baskin. Carole is CEO and founder of the Big Cat Rescue Sanctuary in Tampa, Florida, where she and her team care for over 70 big cats, medium-sized, and small wild cats. Carole's mission is working to protect wild cats in wild and in captivity to end the captive trade of them as parts, props, and pets. She and her husband, Howard, if you're well, have been tireless advocates for ending private ownership of big cats in North America. Carole, I've asked you to talk a little bit about the notorious Zanesville massacre, which occurred in Ohio, and was heavily covered by the media, and has resulted in a movement to try to stop this private ownership of big cats. So, Carole.
On October 18, 2011, Terry Thompson, only out of jail for 2 weeks, set loose 56 lions, tigers, cougars, bears, wolves, and other wild animals. He cut the doors off of the cages to ensure that no one could bring those cats back into their cages, and then committed suicide. It seemed apparent that he wanted to wreak as much havoc as possible with his own actions. His horrific act of violence against those animals and against his community actually sparked the catalyst for change. Animal protection groups have been working for years to try and ban the private possession of big cats. In fact, 9 months earlier, the outgoing Governor Strickland, had issued an emergency executive order that would require the registration of dangerous wild animals and would ban the possession of them by criminals. 3 months later, the incoming Governor Kasich let that order expire. In July 2011, Jeff moderated magnificently, I might add, 11 huge animal protection organizations who all came together. They had a collective support base of 18 million people. And we sat around the table and did not leave that table until we came up with a 3-pronged approach to dealing with the captive wild cat crisis in America. The 3 prongs were, first, to have the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service rescind generic tiger loophole. And what that loophole did was it allowed people to use cats that were of unknowingly raised with tigers and say that they were not tigers because they couldn't be proven to be purebred. I'm happy to report that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has now rescinded that loophole. The second prong of that approach was to persuade USDA to ban cub handling and cub petting, as it's clearly a violation of the Animal Welfare Act. They have not been as responsive, but they have at least, as of last year, come up with guidance saying that you can't use cubs under the age of 4 months for that purpose. The third prong would be a federal ban on the private possession of these animals, and that's called the Big Cat Public Safety Act. We're in our third session, and I'm happy to report that we have 82 co-sponsors in Congress on that bill currently. The 11th organization coalition, which doesn't even have a name, it included the International Fund for Animal Welfare, the Humane Society of the United States, Born Free, and Big Cat Rescue. And we knew that the next major tragedy involving big cats was just right around the corner. Because in our world, that's a pretty commonplace thing. Little did we know that it would only be 3 months later when law enforcement had to find and kill 18 tigers, 17 lions, 8 bears, 3 cougars, 2 wolves, and 2 monkeys. It became a 24-hour-long bloodbath known as the Zanesville Massacre. No matter where you go, if you say Zanesville Massacre, people know the story. And I think what made it so memorable was that people could not believe that it was legal to have these animals in private possession. So why, 6 years later, is it still legal? Celebrities have a lot of power in Washington, and there are several people who have made their fortunes and found their fame by bringing baby tigers, baby lions, baby snow leopards onto the talk shows. Some of the most well-known bring baby wild animals and say it's from their affiliated zoos, when in fact these animals are being bred by the private sector and being used as pay-to-play crops. Those breeders would be banned under our federal bill, and the celebrities are doing everything in their power to thwart our progress. Media has also hampered change by pandering to the romantic notion that you can touch the wild and then be held out as a lion whisperer. What we really need are more films like Blackfish that expose this cruel industry for exactly what it is. Because when that happens, the public will rally behind this bill and will ban this cruel act forever.